welcome to Awake TV. So today, soon, I'm gonna talk about the energy of places, things, things, and people. So, I'm the someone who can read the vibration of everything, living consciousness. So the vibration you surround yourself with super important, either environment or people who you are constantly contacting with. So we can share insight and our thought on this because a lot of people may be moving to new places or having a new job or having a new relationship or stuff like that because we just went through the ending period of some soul growth, many of us. So, Sue, what is your point of view on this?
Recently, we started having some home improvements to the house because we're going to put it on the market to sell, and it needed a new roof and new gutters. And what my husband and I have noticed is that the energy swirling around us lately. Now we have another thing going on in our lives, with our son, which is quite monumental, and it's caused us some distress on and off over the last year. So that's one thing. But we've noticed this last week that been having this work done. It's been especially dense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I mentioned it to him, I said, I wonder if it has to do with the house being worked on. This house was built in 1937.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a lot of energy that it, so when we talk about the energy of things, we're kind of referring to inanimate objects like what we might wear on our body, a piece of furniture that we may bring into our lives that maybe belong to a relative or a friend, or maybe we found it in a flea market. But the
Yeah.
walls of our home and the structures
Mm-hmm.
and the roof in particular, and it's built on those rafters, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are main structures that have been absorbing energy for quite a bit of time, since
Yeah.
1937.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of throwing it out there, and we both feel, as we talked about it, that this might be something that we're onto, that there's like a kind of a release of this energy that has been stored up there for so long. And we were connecting, we were feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because as you pull something apart, as you take something down, and then you're going to rebuild it, what happens when we talk energetically about our own selves? We say when we're breaking down old patterns, we have to feel it, see it, feel it, whatever is coming up for us in our energy fields, like old issues, old traumas, and fears. So we talk about that as a personal thing in our bodies and in our realities. But it's also, I think, important to recognize that this is also the case with where we live, the structure of our home. Um, so if you're going to move from one house to another, or buy a new car or whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
important to see and feel that house before you go to it,
Oh, yeah. You can just
before you
tell
buy
by
it.
looking at the photo.
Exactly. And I know that this house was meant for us because when we looked at a number of houses before we bought this one, and it felt like the warmest energy. I felt called to it. I even dreamed about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I absolutely have no regrets for living in this home. However, a woman died here. She died of colon cancer, and she was her spirit was with us for quite some time. I think she was watching over my kids. It was never malevolent. It was never um, anything but really kind of peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And when my boys would see her, they didn't get. I mean, it freaked them out because they're seeing a ghost, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they never had the feeling that there was any kind of malicious intent on her part, on the part of the energy. So anyway, attracting to this house, I feel we were meant to live here, and we've had 20 great years here. But then there was energy here, and of course there were two divorces right
Yeah.
before. with the guy that sold us the house. So, well,
Hmm.
not 2 divorces, I'm sorry. He had the one wife pass away, and then he was divorcing his second wife.
Hmm.
So, and who knows about the families before them that lived here, what
Yeah.
kind of any kind of anguish or
Mhm.
disturbance or fear, those those lineage patterns that we always talk about that could have settled into the home. And I
Mhm.
think when the construction started, it just kind of activated that energy so that it could be released. And you know, and then the new roof and the new boards, they had to take a lot of boards out,
Mhm.
and put new in. And then of course we have all new gutters going around. um, so this energy, I think, is important to be aware of, because our environment impacts our own personal energy fields.
Mhm.
And if we continually go to spaces and places where the energy is low, you know, there's obviously, you know, maybe it's a job and you're not willing to leave your job. Okay. Then maybe we need to start talking about implementing protection around yourself, your energy fields, when you have to go to that place. You know, like a beautiful energy bubble that I've used for many, many years when I go to a place that I don't necessarily want to be, but I have to go anyway.
Mhm.
And I just put a big white light energy bubble around myself, and that's one way of protecting my energy fields. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, the place we surrounding, you know, around our energy field, which is really important because no matter how high vibration you're vibrating on your own, we will get affected by it. We'll get affected people who are constantly surrounding with. We become five people we are always hanging around with, right? Or places more because places like people, unless you're married and being together or something, you're not going to be with the person 24/7. But places, you're sleeping, you're breathing 24/7. So environment is very difficult, important to be picky, feel good when you get in. Like I can feel the vibration. So I have to go there to see how I feel it vibrationally. Let's say if I'm moving, which I am moving. So I like the new place, like vibration is a lot better and a lot more sunnier. So I like it. But you know, that kind of thing you have to be mindful with because you will get even a little bit like weight down if you, let's say, live in heavy vibrational place for some reason, like you don't feel it like a person like me. I mean, it could be difficult, for the viewers. I'm talking to you guys. So what can you do about it? First, you have to keep the place organized, clean, and then you got to do sage, and put fresh air, and then put a lot of stuff you love while you're organized. So you're surrounded by love energies instead of whatever lower vibration, and then put crystals. So that's gonna bring energy up. So that's something you can do. Or you can read a lot of feng shui stuff, feng shui for Western people. So I'm not Chinese, okay? But I know what feng shui works. So you can do feng shui and then create a more harmonious, energetic flow of the environment. That changes a lot. So that's my suggestion.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if everybody understands the significance on why saging works. Um,
Me
so
neither.
I wanted to, well, I have an idea, so I'll share it with you. And it kind of relates to Dr. Emoto's work with the water, and we do a water alchemy little ceremony when we do a BQH session.
Yeah.
And so what that is doing is it's, I think, it's taking our intention for something. And when I do the water alchemy, I always have myself and the client imagining the color of whatever the color is of the intention of the session, and then we bring it through our arm and into the water glass. And So it's a movement of energy. Now, whenever you take a higher energy and you bring it in contact with a lower vibrational energy, what happens to the lower vibrational energy? It dissipates it. It almost brings it up to its own frequency, or it makes it dissipate, go away. Because the higher energy will always be able to transform the lower vibrational energy in some way, shape, or form. So if it disperses it, the intensity of it isn't as potent, okay? And if it completely takes it over, then the lower vibrational energy begins, it raises its frequency and it vibrates higher, like the energy that you've brought in. So that's what we're doing with the water, with our intentions and the light energy that we're putting into it. And then, so this is, I guess, called alchemy, and we can do it with everything. We can do it with food, water, uh, anything you're ingesting in your system. This is transformation. We can transform the energy of something that may not be high vibrational, but through our intention, our visualization, and our infusing our energy into this thing, I believe that we can actually bring it into higher vibration so that it's actually what we want it to be, which is good for us, nutritional. It's peaceful in our environment. So, for example, if I were to go to a antique store and buy a piece of furniture that I was very attracted to, I would do some energy work around that piece before I brought it into my home,
Oh, me too.
just for example. And color is kind of important too, um, because right, there's a frequency to color. The
Mm-hmm.
spectrum, there's a frequency to it. And so this is why a lot of times, when people are wearing black all the time, black is actually, and I learned this in art class when I was in college, black is actually the absence of color.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm not crapping on black. Okay, I wear black quite a bit. However, I do tend to go to my closet in the morning. So, for example, if I wake up and I know that in my day I'm going to encounter a lot of people and I don't want to absorb their energy, I might choose an item that's black
Yeah,
to wear
it's a
because
shield.
yes, it can have a protective property to it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do is I stand in front of my closet and I start going through my clothes and I say, what do I feel? I try to imagine, what do I feel that I'm called to wear? So feel into these things. Don't just willy-nilly or, oh, that's my favorite shirt, I'm going to put that on again. What is it you're needing energetically from the clothing that you're wearing? Because that's on your body, that's in your energy field.
Yeah, especially like underwear. If you guys are kind of people who wants to keep the old underwear, not a good idea. Especially you change the relationship by new one because for especially for female, we observe energy from clothes a lot more than male. So it's good idea to recycle clothing all the time, like give it to Salvation Army. I never have a clothing like older than 10 years. Every few years I change my items, no matter how much I love them, because it just, you don't feel like that clothing anymore, right?
Or a
Um,
bed mattress.
yeah,
What if
or
you,
yeah,
what
bed
if you have,
mattress,
you're just out of a relationship? You don't want to keep that same mattress.
yeah, or sheets. And then if you guys are looking to bring the love into your life, have a pink color of the sheets, not the black or whatever. I mean, if you kind of want to keep it neutral, get beige or white. But that kind of thing is important, and keep everything fresh and new, especially clothing. Like one of my client, she used to wear a lot of blacks, and after my session, now she's wearing colors because your vibrational level affect on the type of clothing you choose.
Yeah.
So you're kind of wearing something according to how you feel. So when you're happy, when you're positive, you're not gonna pick black, for example. You wanna pick something like a. In my case, I don't wear pastel because of my skin color, but I pick like blue or red or something like that, or
Yeah.
fuchsia. So it's really important. And also for people, like you become five people you constantly hang out with. So it's very important to be selective. Of course, you cannot be selective with your family member. You know, it's your blood. You cannot say goodbye. So you have to kind of manage how often, how long you want to meet with, let's say, family member who has low vibrational, attitude or something, and it brings you down. So you want to manage that while you're maintaining the relationship, or people who you're dating or whatever. When you feel like, okay, when you're with this person, somehow I'm not my usual self, like this person always brings trouble or drama or argument or something like that, and then you don't feel like vibing with this person, you got to tell that person and then move on. That's my suggestion.
Yeah. I would just the only thing I would slightly disagree with you is, and of course this is in more extreme situations, but I do think we can part ways with family members if, you've been doing this for a while with them and or a lifetime, and there's just no indicate, you're growing and you're moving forward and your energetic building your frequency and you're building your dreams. If there's a family member that just will not respect that and will not allow you to be who you're being, I think it's okay to say goodbye to a family member. I really do. And sometimes they come back. I mean, it happened with a family member of mine, and it was quite um, beautiful when it happened. I mean, when you do come back, you have to stop and say, okay, everything that came before this moment when we decided we care about each other enough to have a, continue a relationship, that's when you got to let go of all the crap in the past. It's not a he said, she said, we're going to try and figure out all these years worth of who was wrong. No. If you're bringing a person back into your life that you have history with, then and you both have decided that you love each other enough that you want to come back into the life, it has to be a fresh start. So
Yeah.
we're just talking about energy, and that's why we're saying, why I'm saying, if you're going to start a new relationship with somebody, you cannot base that on the old energy.
Yeah, you gotta
It won't
work on
work.
yourself. Yeah, gotta work on yourself, release the energy, and go to new one.
Yeah, because there's either love or there isn't. Whether you're talking about a friendship, a family member, or a romantic relationship, there's either love or there isn't. And the opposite of love is not hate. It's all those other things. It's fear, it's sadness, it's trauma, it's right. So why would we bring that back into a fresh relationship?
Yeah, that's why like people who are serial, monogamous people, whatever, they don't take time to be yourself alone, and then hopping one relationship to another, not healing. So you guys, I recommend you guys to make a time to be single if you are looking for someone, and then just get out of the relationship or something, have your time, heal, and then whoever might want to date will show up.
Yeah, the minute you start treating yourself the
Mm-hmm.
way you want someone else to treat you, it's like magic.
Yeah, you
You
always
start
get.
noticing people coming into your life that are treating you as well as you're treating yourself. You
Yes,
have to be willing to give yourself the love, the compassion, the kindness, the gentleness that you're seeking from another. You have to give that to yourself first.
Yeah, you can look for another person to complete you, like a
Yeah.
Toby Maguire thing, Jerry Maguire thing.
Oh God.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we've been brainwashed since, we were born that this is what love is, oh, two halves of a whole. No. You have to be whole
Yeah, you gotta
within
be all.
yourself. You
Yeah,
have to be whole within yourself. And even if you're not completely whole and neutral and feeling really good about everything, at least you're moving in that direction. And then
yeah,
you'll
that's
meet
good enough.
somebody who's moving in that direction too,
Hmm. I
right?
mean,
Because
we can't wait us being perfect until we get
yeah,
perfect partner, right? So as
we'd be
long as,
dead.
yeah, as long as we are working on it, that's good enough. Working,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
absolutely. But I have to say that the people that are willing to be completely honest and have a real honest conversation with each other, I think that's the ones who have the biggest chance of actually having a successful relationship. When
Yeah.
people are acting sketchy and or they just don't want to talk about any serious topics, or they're trying to conceal some part of themselves.
Or only show like a best presentation. You know, dating is not a presentation thing on the board meeting. Okay, you want to show who you are. So let's say who you're gonna mesh with. So you save a lot of time when you're being yourself.
Yeah, because chances are, if you're putting on an act, so is the other one. And
Yeah,
that's not the energy we want to bring into a relationship, even if that's what we've done all our lives,
yeah, because
you know?
that's usually wasting your time because what if the other person gonna become suddenly who they are like after you invested a year of your life? That's like a waste of time. Think about it, guys. So be
I
you.
just I just posted a quote from Phil Good on Facebook yesterday, and he said, and I'm not going to get it verbatim, but he said, if you're trying to manifest no, I know what it was. It was, if you go into the energy of something that's already been done, in other words, you're perpetuating a pattern. If you go into the energy of something that's already been done, you can't possibly manifest something new. All you're going to keep doing is recreating the same old thing.
Yeah. So important to have a closure. And then, for you guys who are considering a relationship to end or whatever to end, I always believe in end with thank you. So you're not going to create the karmic patterns when you end with appreciation toward the person.
Yeah.
Then you can move forward to new amazing person who is more suitable for you. So
And
any last thing?
I'll just add to that. I add in my picture whenever somebody is exiting my life, which hasn't happened in a while, but I always add an image in my mind of them having a very good life. So
That's a good
that
idea.
energy that I'm trying to send to them is with love,
Yes,
right? Goodbye with love,
yes.
and hoping for them that they'll have the very best outcomes. And that boomerangs. And I don't do it just because I want good things in my life, but what I do is I feel like it closes a loop.
Yeah, karmic patterns.
Yeah, when you can say goodbye with love and I wish you well, then you're not dragging that old energy into your new relationship. It's closure.
Yeah. So any last tips for or insight for our viewers?
Oh, just that everything's energy, folks. Everything, our thoughts, our words, our deeds, the objects, the people, everything. And we get to choose how we work with that energy. And to me, that's what real magic is just wielding our energy consciously. Um, so create some magic in your life. If there's Feel into your environment, the people that, like Erica said, the 5 people you hang around with the most, that's the energy you're going to be in. Is that what you want? So if not, change it. And
Yeah.
what about you, Erica? What's your final words?
Well, be mindful with surroundings, people, environment. whatever, and understand what kind of vibration you're vibrating with. Even you might not feel like I'm feeling about everything, but you can tell about your emotion. What kind of emotion are you mainly feeling with? And then, is this emotion shaken by your environment or people or yada yada yada? If it's gonna lower you, that might not be suitable for you. So you might want to think about whether you want to stay or not, right? So be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, and then have a compassionate to yourself. So you're not going to be hard on yourself, like, oh, I'm not ascended yet, or oh, I'm not perfect yet. No one's perfect, right? The point is, did you grow today from yesterday? Did you grow 1 year from yesterday? You know, even a little bit of growth, that what counts. So
Yeah.
so that's including mindful of in vibration is self-love, because you want to put yourself into a comfortable environment with people, places, things, and then buy things you really love, not the price because it's cheaper than the other one. Okay, that is the key for the abundance. All
Save
right.
up for it.
So thank you so much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, and so I gonna see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.